Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new episode of Buff Breakdown. We got the release day for the MAHOYORU collab and we got release buffs as well. I'm not sure if anyone's gonna really be focused on these buffs because, you know, we got very insane looking, weird and cool new servants. So yeah, but I mean, I still do buff breakdowns, you know, whenever they do new buffs. So here I am. This is gonna come out after the first impression of Aoko and the gacha though, but still should be day one. Anyway, we got two new buffs, not just one but two, yeah, and we got two 4-star archers specifically. One you see right here, it's Fujino, and then we got Calamity Jane. One buff looks a bit more simple than the other, so let's start with that one, the Fujino buff. They both seem to be skill buffs as well. So let's see what we have here. It is her second skill, and they only did one thing. But let's see what did they do. What was the skill before the buff? So before the buff, on a 5-turn cooldown, she got 3 hits of sure hits, cool, and then a 15-star bomb. Honestly, this was by far her weakest thing. This skill was like a whatever burger. It doesn't really do that much. So it was like, not that big of a deal. And then with this buff, they didn't change anything, but they added one new thing. So everything I just listed remains the same, but now she also gets a 30% battery. I think it's kind of fair to call it a very boring buff because they just added a 30% battery. But honestly, now the skill looks way better at least. Now on a 5-turn cooldown is pretty decent. Especially for 4-star, it's fine, it's good. And honestly, maybe with this, she could have some kind of multi-core potential, but at the same time, she doesn't also offer anything to the team. So unless you're like the biggest fan of her, yeah, I think she's still definitely just going to be relegated for bosses. And that's fine. Not everyone has to have any farming presence, you know. But, you know, if you are a huge fan, you can probably fit her into some kind of multi-core here and there, especially if you have the second append maxed for 50% with this combined, of course. So we'll see. But yeah, she still looks way more enticing for bosses to me. They buffed the weakest thing that she had going, and this is, I believe, now her second buff ever. The first one being for her MP, which was much more impactful in my opinion. So on the archer tier list this year that I did, I had her placed on A+ rank, which is very good. And honestly, with this, I think I'm okay with that still. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. A+. That's good. It's a great rank anyway. I don't think this is going to change too much for her. It's just a nice boost, you know? So she's still great. Shocking. Good. Good servant. All right, let's talk about the Jane buff then. I haven't even read this one yet, so let's see here. Normally, I read these before I do the video, but there's so much content going on, I just immediately went into this. So let's see what this does now. So it's her, one of her, yeah, this is the one that does an attack down, but let's see what's new here. She now also does an AoE defense down for 3 turns. Great. Also, why is that an orange line? That's new. It says crit chance down for 3 turns. Was it like different before? Did they change it? Why is it orange? Anyway, we got a bunch more lines though. It's now a star bomb as well. And then low chance to get more stars, low chance to get more stars, low chance to get more stars, and you guessed it, low chance to get more stars. What the fuck? Is this a Gamba skill? She can get 5 star bombs from this? So wait, is this also affected by buff success rate up? I want to see what this looks like on numbers wise. What the hell, dude? What? Okay, so before the buff, let's see. On a 5-turn cooldown, 10% attack down for all enemies for 3 turns. 19% crit chance down on all enemies for 3 turns, okay? That's what it did before the buff, which was, it was okay for bosses. It was like fine. Nothing crazy, but it was okay. Now, it's a 20% defense down for 3 turns as well. Cool. The crit rate down is now 30%. Okay, so I don't think they changed anything. Okay, I think this is just a new thing now. So I think now when numbers get upped, it's orange. Because it's only better numbers, right? I think otherwise it's the same. I think they probably going to do this. They just changed it now and they're going to do this moving forward. So they just color code stuff. So it's more crit chance down now. Minus 30%. So that's cool. That's a very nice number because again, most classes have a base, you know, 30% at most chance to crit, like Assassin being the highest. So without crit buffs, they won't be critting you. That's cool. Now, so she gets 10 stars, right? Yeah, she gets 10 stars on use, guaranteed. And then 30% chance to get another 10 stars, 30% chance to get another 10 stars, 30% chance to get another 10 stars, and then 30% to get another 10 stars. What is this? So I'm not, does buff success rate up work on this? Does anyone know? But it's not a buff though, so maybe not actually. It's not a buff, it's stars. Yeah, it doesn't, huh? So it's always gonna be Gamba. You can't affect this, right? Honestly, it's fun, and you know what's great as well? Stars are great for her, because remember, her third skill needs stars. So, hey, that's nice. So now, let's say you give her a 5-star Star Bomb CE, which is 20 stars on entry, then you use the first skill. That's a minimum 30 stars. And then you have 4 30% chances to get 10 stars each. So with that setup, the max you could get is 70 stars, and the minimum is 30. Very interesting, but to be honest, it's probably not that hard to get 2 of them to land, or at least 1 of them. And if 1 of them lands, you can already get max value from her skill, right? Well, actually, no. 50 is the max, but this definitely helps. It's not going to be that hard to get max value from her third skill now. Wow, what a fun buff, huh? Okay. I just love looking at the text. It's like small chance to get stars 4 times. Now, would I say this affects her placement? Honestly, I could maybe bump her to A+. I think she's already solid underrated as a DPS. And now she has way more utility presence too, because not only is it easier to use her third skill now for supporting, you also get that nice defense down as well from the first skill, which helps as well with DPSing, right? That's good. I think I might be jumping the gun here. No pun intended. I might actually bump her into A+. I think this is good. Obviously, it's not going to be super consistent always, but even on the bare minimum, it's still pretty good, right? Wow, crazy. There you go. 2 new buffs. Recap, Fujino just got a battery, you know, probably won't make her too much of a multi-core presence in farming because, you know, no team-wide skills or anything like that. But, you know, if you're a big fan, then you can probably do that. But, and at least, most importantly, better boss presence because, you know, her MP is pretty good FX-wise, you know, post-buff, so it's nicer to spam that a bit more. And Jane, she now has nicer numbers on the skill. That helps your team do more DPS now, and then gives her way more easier time to use her utility third skill to get more effects out of it. A lot of RNG involved, but, you know, still some guaranteed stuff too. Very cool. And this is a 5-turn cooldown actually, so this skill can be actually giga value. Like even on base, let's just think about it for a second. On a 5-turn cooldown, you get minus 10% attack for enemies 3 turns, minus 20% defense for 3 turns, and minus 30% crit chance down for 3 turns, and then 10 stars. Those are all guaranteed. So honestly, even bare minimum, granted you land the debuffs, this is a great skill. I do think it's good. It's very nice. And then if you land any of these RNG star bombs as well, it can actually be a top tier skill, honestly. Very, very good. And this is on a 4-star, which is kind of nuts. That'll do it for this episode of Buff Breakdown, but yeah, very nice. So if you enjoyed this video, do be a solid and press the thumbs up button. Really helps out, and do subscribe not to miss out on future videos. There's still going to be more videos for JP side. I'll do a first impression of Sojiro, not today though, but sooner than later, probably within a week, so expect to see that. Hopefully he's cool too. And then of course on Wednesday, there's no way I'm gonna get Alice after today's gacha, but I'm gonna try and hopefully get her, and then, you know, do first impressions there too. So a lot of content still on the way, and who knows, maybe even more characters. Never discount them at this point. They're kind of cooking, which is cool. Good luck if you're summoning any of the buffed units or the other new units that we got. And otherwise, hope to see you in the next video. Take care and peace out.